welcome back to the Brave Meets Bold podcast. I'm your co-host, Delora.
And I am your co-host, Savannah, and we are so excited to be back in your ears.
I was going to pull it down, but you were purposely doing
In your ears.
In your ears and your eyes.
In your eyes if you're watching on YouTube. Hi.
How are you guys?
We've missed y'all like we always do, and we're not in your ears, but we're happy to be here today.
Yes, we're so happy to be here. I hope y'all had a fantastic week, and you're going to have even better weekend. I know I need a weekend.
Yes,
already.
I'm ready for the weekend. I wish it wasn't a tropical storm heading this way to Houston, Texas.
I'm tired
but
of that.
I'm over it, and hurricane season just started here, so
Great.
we're in for a treat.
So today's an interesting episode if you saw the title.
Yes, we're getting into it.
And I know
today.
everyone can relate to this.
Yeah, this is just the generation we live in, especially with social media and all this unrealisticness. And we are going to talk about it all today.
You like it or not.
Whether you like it or not, we're talking about it
We're
today.
talking about it. It could be uncomfortable, so that's why I say that.
Yeah.
You don't love to talk about this subject, but we're going to break the ice today here on Brave Meets Bold podcast, and we're going to go right into it. Realistic goals, self-love, Ozempic era, editing our bodies on the gram, and much more.
And much more. So this is just going to kind of be like a girly combo over some water.
Yeah. Oh,
I know
that's
you want
sparkling.
water.
Hope you're drinking your water today.
Yeah, I'll grab yours. Do you want it?
No, I'm okay.
Okay. All right, so I hope you guys enjoy listening in on this conversation. And yeah, we're just going to jump right into it. So let's talk about it. How do you feel, Delora, just about Instagram and seeing girls with bodies that you wish you had right here, right now, and just, I would like to say, just the unrealistic world that we live in, especially with social media. How do you feel about it all?
I will be completely honest. Like, let me just say, like, I try almost every day to work out. I try almost every day to eat healthy. I try to do all the right things. And then I open this stupid app, and here's this girl that's like having pancakes with a Diet Coke, looking like she's a size 0.
Not pancakes with the
I couldn't think of anything else. That's
That
my dream.
combo is
That's my
scary.
dream, though. It sounds delicious. But honestly, like, it's so discouraging. And I'm like, dude, are you on Ozempic? Are you just, your genetics are great?
Yeah, what's the tea?
Is the editing on the body, like, really good? Like, what is the tea? Because it's really discouraging. For people like Savannah and I, where I feel like, yes, we're not perfect every day out of the year. Yes, we're not
girls like one day out of the
eating like a fish and lettuce every day. Yes, we're not. But we have to give each other the credit that we try. Yes, we're not trying every day the best that we can. And I slip up, you slip up. That's normal life. But then,
overall, we show up and try our best.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then you like I log in and I'm just like, that's so discouraging. I don't know. I'm not like
Completely here for it?
No, because it's like, if I'm posting my body, not like literally my body, but if I'm posting a picture in an outfit, I don't want to like make myself look like a size 0 if I'm like a size 4, because then it's like, that's not fair to like the person that doesn't really know me that's sliding. You know what I mean? I feel like it's not a girl's thing to do.
I hear that. That's definitely something. That's not really a girl thing to do, because I feel like, yeah, especially being on social media and there being lots of women being somebody who is actually setting unrealistic goals, I agree, is not really a girl thing to do. And I feel like we've all fallen short of some way, somehow showing up on Instagram, not completely our 100%, natural self, because I know I have. But when you make a living off of that, or like that's just who you are, that's your brand, like you're showing something or you're showing us something you're completely not, I don't think that's fair.
But also, why would you want that to be your brand? Like, I get that that's what we live in, but like,
yeah.
I don't want my brand to be somebody that I'm not.
authentically. Yeah.
And
I feel that
makes
because I
sense.
feel like that's tiring to show up as somebody that you're not. That's why I don't. That's why, honestly, if you follow me on my Instagram, you'll see that I pull up on my story with my hair in a messy bun and no makeup, because that is me majority of the time.
Yeah.
You know, so I feel, I feel like it is kind of unfair to set all these unrealistic goals. But then there are also these girls who do put in the, you know, the hard work that it takes to look great, and they do look great, and I like that.
I do
That's
too.
what I do like.
I do love realistic self-love. And I do think that, like, I'm someone that struggles with self-love so much. Like, if I had to change one thing about myself, it would be that. Just feeling more like I love my body, my looks more. So, like, for people like me, which I know a lot of people can relate, it is hard to, like, get on TikTok or something and seeing girls, you know, not looking so good, and they're not even trying, and I'm always like, feel like, oh god, like, I really am trying. And so yeah, that really messes with someone that already struggles with self-love, if that makes sense.
Definitely.
And that kind of brings me into, like, the Ozempic era, because guys are really deep into that era.
We are deep into that.
I mean,
era.
every single person, well, not every single person, but a lot of people, not every single person, but a lot of people around me and, like, on social media, or people that know this person that's telling me, like, are on Ozempic. It's like a candy bar for people. Like, oh, I can't lose weight. I don't feel like losing weight. Let me just, stick myself with Ozempic.
Right, or what all the other options that there are. Yeah, and I just feel like that's even more unrealistic, you know, because how quickly you can get to the end goal with that,
Weeks.
you know,
Weeks.
is weeks. And it's just, I just feel, when somebody is putting in the hard work, and it takes a long time to do something naturally. So when you see somebody just go from looking one way to another in weeks, it's definitely discouraging.
Yeah.
And it almost, affects your journey to get to where you want.
Yeah,
You
and
know?
consistency is key, you guys, to getting where you want. I mean, like, you know how, like, every year you go to the doctor and they weigh you and they do all these blood panels and stuff. And, like, quick story about me, last year when I went at this time to my 1-year checkup, I was 12 pounds heavier than I am today. It took me literally a year to drop 12 pounds. But, like, on Ozempic, you drop 12 pounds in 3 weeks less.
Well, I feel like less.
Yeah, so it's like, I guess, I don't know what it depends on, I guess the dose or the person, but 12 pounds, you guys. It took me a year, and I still had mess ups in that year where I would have, like, a cheat or go on vacation and eat whatever I want.
Right.
But
It does take time.
And consistency is key to that.
Yeah.
So seeing, like, this whole Ozempic era, and it's kind of sad to me because it's like our generation is, like, teaching the generation under us, like, it's okay, like, you're too fat, like, you're not this, like, this girl that's, like, has her skin and bones, so you need to get on Ozempic, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's so sad because it's like, that's not cute to be skin and bones.
Right. I mean, to each their own, for sure, but I mean,
It's nice to be healthy, let me say it that way.
Yeah.
I want everyone to feel healthy, and
For
whatever
sure.
weight that is, that should be what, like, you should always
what you should
feel
strive
healthy.
for.
Yeah, exactly.
Feeling healthy, definitely. Because you're right. I mean, even before, weight loss drugs came out, or not, they've been out.
Yeah, I
But
mean, it's for diabetic people.
Yeah, this specific, I guess, the hype around it, because it has been around.
Yeah, I mean, my mom's is a diabetic, and she's been on it for years.
Right. So it's just like a hype thing.
Yeah, it's
now.
like a new.
Or
that's what
is
I'm
it
saying,
because
era.
now it's been approved for weight loss?
Yes, it
Okay,
has been
then
approved.
that makes sense. Well, yeah. So now we have, kids who are already making themselves look different with makeup,
Mhm.
but now, we have these unrealistic bodies that people are seeing, and I can totally see how that can be detrimental not only to the younger crowd, but our crowd as well.
I
you know. But that's also not new because there's been talk about, fitness gurus having, gotten BBLs and stuff like that, and then selling a whole course on how to grow your glutes. So I feel like that's nothing new.
True. I guess it's easier now.
Yeah, we need to have discernment when it comes to stuff, and really just not even idolize anybody.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
I think
that's a problem though.
Yeah, I think that is a problem. Like, I look at Kylie Jenner and I'm just like, oh my god, she looks so good.
Big.
But it's
her
like,
waist is like,
we don't know what she's doing on the sidelines, and it's just like, I can't be wanting to look like her. I should be wanting to look like my best self.
And Savannah literally looks amazing. I'm looking at her and I'm like,
thank you.
Hello.
But
look at this blue outfit on her.
Looking like what's her name on Willy Wonka?
I don't know, but she must be cute.
What's her name? Veruca. No, not Veruca. Is it Veruca? I don't know. Anyways, yeah, it's just, I feel like the people in the spotlight right now, it's easy to compare yourself and want to look like them and everything. Because I know I fall short and find myself doing that as well. But, we kind of have to just step away and realize that even if we wanted to, we couldn't look like them. Yeah. Unless we went to a doctor and said, hey, make me look like this person. But that too is scary.
Yeah, and that comes to what I was saying about self-love. I feel like when you love yourself, you don't worry about what this girl or that guy or anyone looks like.
Most definitely.
You know what I mean?
You're just focused on you.
And you love yourself enough that that's not important.
Right.
So,
you don't compare yourself to the next person.
You'll just be like, oh, she's cute. Okay, next.
Right. Or you appreciate somebody for how they look and what they got going on.
You're not like, oh, wow, I want that and I want that.
And I think that that's what this conversation is really about today. Just finding that place and finding that peace and finding that, what's the word I'm looking for? You're just okay with it. What's that word?
Your inner peace?
No.
Accepting
yeah, accepting who you are, and if you...
And loving who you are.
And loving who you are. And if you don't, well, the great thing about that is that you can make a change.
You can, and you can follow along with me, because I'm always doing, journaling or filling out textbooks about self-love, reading about self-love, listening to podcasts about self-love, giving myself a compliment. I think Savannah and I were talking about this. Giving yourself one positive compliment a day. Even if you're having the worst day ever, even if you're so stressed. And you know what? These days lately, I've actually been so stressed. I was telling Savannah, with work and stuff, which is normal life. Sometimes it's a lot more stressful than the other days. And so at times like this, I've been forcing myself every day, saying something positive about myself. Today I said, this morning I woke up, I said, put on, a cute dress. You have a bunch of meetings. Go in, you're in a podcast. Go in, feel good and positive about yourself. And I did that. It's just one little thing. If it's putting on a cute dress, telling yourself your hair is pretty.
I love that.
Doing something.
And I agree because even today, I haven't styled my hair in what feels like forever, which I don't mind because I'm also in a process of growing it.
Long.
Yeah, so I don't mind having it just slick back or whatever in my growing stage. But it really did feel so good to actually style my hair and make it look nice, because thank you so much, when we feel good, we do good and we show up good. So I think that that's another thing that we should all do, if you feel some type of way about yourself, do something about it.
I agree. And the last thing we have really on our list, and I want to ask you, what do you feel about editing your body on Instagram? Or
yeah, well, I'm going to be very honest with the Brave Meets Bold listeners. I feel like I'm doing
very honest.
I've edited my body. Okay, let's
not recently though.
Let's not act like I haven't in the past. I think I'm at a place now where I'm okay with my body, and I'm also in a place where I don't want to be setting these unrealistic goals. I want to show up as myself so that nobody could ever be like, oh, this girl don't even look like that in real life. Because I am about being realistic. I am about showing up with no makeup on Instagram, because who cares? I do not care. It's like not that deep for me personally. Like, I don't care if somebody sees me looking my worst, because that's me. And if you have a problem, don't look. Don't follow. Like,
Don't
it's
look.
literally that easy.
I love that.
You know?
Before I want to ask you this, but I forget. How long do you think it's been since you've edited your body?
I want to say, like, when Facetune first came out and everybody was like on Facetune, I would definitely cinch in my waist. I would smooth out my face. I would do the little detail thing on my eyelashes and make them darker. Like, let's be for real.
And the reason I asked Savannah that is because I, like I said, I've known her since she was in 5th grade, and I think you're the most confident in the last like 2 years of your life.
Yeah.
From outside looking in, I could be wrong, but when I look at you, I'm like the last year for sure. I feel like you've been your most confident. You're the most yourself. The way you dress, the way you talk, the way you carry yourself, the way your business, and always trying to figure out what you love, what you don't love. Like you're so confident in Savannah's skin. And that's why I ask you that, because I'm not just saying your body, but like all together.
Yeah, well, thank you. I think that's come with really maturity, honestly, because I do feel like I've been a pretty confident girl all my life.
Yes.
And so
I envy that.
You shouldn't. It's just,
I want to get there. I want to be as confident.
Yeah. Well, I do feel like I kind of just came out the womb like that. Like, honestly, it's not something
it's such a good quality.
I've ever really like had to physically work on, just work on. And I'm thankful for that. But yeah, there are also times when I am not confident. Like, I'm not saying I'm confident every single day.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, I'm pretty confident with who I am. I'm pretty confident what I bring to the table. Pretty confident in myself because I show up for myself. And like I said, the reason why I said if you're not okay with something, then change it, is because that's what I've done in the past. But yeah, I just feel like over time I've gotten more mature and confident in different qualities about myself, and I'm happy that you can see that.
Yeah. And I love that because it's such a good example for me and people around you, people that follow you, and I do love that.
Yeah.
I do love that.
For sure.
I also want to say really quick, sorry to cut you off.
Mm-hmm.
I do love that, I'm going to say something positive about our generation or this time of the world. I don't know if that makes, that we, girls aren't always having to wear makeup.
Yeah.
Like, I love that because I feel like it's so nice, like, to see women and girls and older, younger, my age, Savannah's age, that, like, really put on nothing and they look great and they feel confident.
Yeah.
I love that about this era, too.
Yes,
I do want to say that.
And I'm glad you brought that up because, yes, there's always going to be unrealistic, expectations. Even back in the day, like, truly, like, even thinking about, like, Marilyn Monroe, like, she was beautiful, but she also had a makeup artist. She had a hairstylist. She wore things to make her tinier, you know, like, she didn't just wake up every day looking like that. Like, unrealistic standards have been a thing. But I do appreciate as well, in this generation, the women that are just showing up authentically themselves and not scared to show themselves without makeup and showing themselves as soon as they wake up and just letting us know that, we can be real, and they're kind of creating that space to where more women can feel comfortable not having to look camera ready in order to just say what they want to say.
Yeah, exactly. Go to the grocery store and not feel so like they have to look good and put together. You can look cute and put together and confident without having a whole face on.
Full of makeup.
So I love that. I
agree.
just wanted to say that, and I just to like kind of say to to conclude everything with what we're saying, I just wanted you guys to know that you are beautiful no matter what you look like. I think beauty really comes within your heart and soul more than it comes with your looks. The reason I say that is you can be the most gorgeous, perfect, flawless skin, flawless teeth, flawless makeup, flawless hair, and you're a bad person. Like, I'm sorry, but I don't find that like a beauty to me.
Yeah, it's like an apple that's like rotten inside.
Yeah.
Outside it's all nice and it looks shiny, but on the inside it's not. So we just want our listeners to make sure that you aren't comparing yourself to unrealistic goals, and that you are finding love within and allowing that to shine outward. And just to always make sure that you're showing up for yourself and putting yourself first so that you do feel confident. Because a lot of the times when we don't feel confident, it might be because we aren't showing up for ourselves and filling our cup up.
I agree. Fill your cup up, okay? Just be
Fill your
beautiful.
cup
Mostly in the inside, and the outside kind of carries with that. If I'm being honest.
Exactly. I agree. If you're putting that work, you're doing that inner work, it's going to bleed outward. And it's just going to be a beautiful
Mark
sight
our
to see.
words. Mark
Yes,
our words.
Definitely.
Be kind. Listen. Be nice to yourself. Be nice to others. And just
Show up for yourself.
show up for yourself, and you will see change.
Exactly.
And don't let anything you see on the internet upset you,
Don't
bring
take
you
it too
down.
serious.
Yeah, it's just the internet. You don't know what's going on the other side of that camera. And that's what we want to conclude that with.
Yeah. And also, we don't want to shame anybody who's doing anything to make themselves feel good, because if you're doing XYZ to make yourself feel good, at least you feel good at the end of the day.
True.
You know?
I mean, I heard Ozempic makes you really sick. Actually, I heard you get very nauseous and all of that. But like Savannah said, as long as your health is okay, we're happy.
Yeah.
For
And
you.
if you're feeling good,
Good,
and you're
yeah.
feeling yourself, and sis, if you aren't hurting anybody or yourself,
Yeah. Most importantly,
keep
yourself.
feeling good.
Well, do you have anything else to say about that?
No, I don't. I think we kind of covered everything. And I mean, this episode is really just about self-love, not comparing yourself to the next person. And just, my mom always told me, focus on your own piece of paper. And I think that that's some of the best advice that I could ever get.
Wow.
Um,
I agree. Wow.
Because
Focus on your you should
own
make a
piece of
t-shirt
paper.
out of that.
Literally, just always focus on your own piece of paper, because no one's going to show up for you. No one's going to do the things that you need to do, and no one's going to have your back or be able to take care of you like you.
Amen.
So,
Well said.
focus on your own piece of paper, ladies and gentlemen.
And thank you, Braving Full family, for listening to us. Episode 8
Yes, ma'am.
or episode 7?
Episode 7.
Oh, episode 7.
Or 8.